Thank you. This has sort of been an emotional day, thank you, Russell, for me. I didn't expect it. I mean, although every time I come and give a tour, and I've given, I think, 100 tours or more over the last year and a half, I come in and everybody says, oh my God, wow, you know, and I try to bring them in to upstairs here in the pool so that they see it. I bring the swimmers, have brought the swimmers and everything, and it's just an absolutely gorgeous place, and so I have been more emotional today than I guess I was like this when I retired 3 years ago. But anyway, thank you very much for all your compliments, and thank you, Russell. I think I do a lot better, huh?
Did you retire?
No, that's right. If Jim Schwartz were here, he'd say you have not retired yet. That's true. I think I do better when I'm upset or angry. Wouldn't you say, Marcy? What? Okay, thank you. Anyway, Meg told me that she wanted me to tell some inside stories, and I think there are probably a lot of inside stories that I probably can't really actually say in public, so I'm not going to tell those stories. But you know, when I came here, when I was hired on in 1984, I never really expected that I would ever be part of something like this. And if they told me when I was hired that, well, we're going to be building a $90 million athletic facility, Dee, and you're going to be in charge of it, I think probably I wouldn't have taken the job, really. But anyway, I did, and I'm really, really proud and feel very, very lucky that I have been a small part of this project. I am going to bring up some names that have not been mentioned here at the end, because we've talked about all the bosses, the owners of the businesses, and we haven't really talked about the workhorses. So I'm going to talk about a few of those people a little bit later on. But I want you to know that, you know, it's not, you know, we meet with a design team. We tell them what we think it is that we want. You know, we want a 50-meter pool. We want the 200-meter field house. We want a climbing wall. We want all these different things. And so the design team goes off, and of course they know what they have to work with. We've got, as Russell said earlier, we've got the railroad tracks on one side and the football field in the middle, and we decided we weren't going to move that, although we did talk about it. And then actually what we do in the department, we go off, Greg and Andy Hamilton and Will and Evelyn and I don't know who else. Pat, bring me some water, would you please? It's a little dry in here, I think, don't you? And so we go off, and you wouldn't believe the places that we have seen, that we've traveled to. And we travel to just to look at other facilities, so that we really take it seriously. I mean, we go to other facilities so that we can see really what they've done wrong as well as what they have done right. And I have a couple of colleagues, I know a lot of athletic directors around, and they told us, like University of Chicago, I think Caesar Pelli did the University of Chicago, but there are some lighting problems in their pool that they had, and storeroom problems, and you know, she said, the AD said, Dee, you can't have enough storerooms, and I think really we pushed and pushed and pushed, so we have lots and lots of storerooms. But we go off, we went to look at floors, what kind of floor we're going to put in the field house. We went to pools, MIT. That's why Aaron Hurley went with us on that trip. You remember that trip? Remember that wonderful hotel we stayed in? This could be an insider story, actually. Yeah, let me mention that right now, actually. On the first phase, you know, Jonathan Brand was in charge. He was the budget officer, and he was in charge. And we would go, and traveling with Russell too, we traveled. There are lots of nice, beautiful hotels and motels across the country. And in Boston, especially Cambridge, there's, what is it, Charles, and yeah, I think we've stayed there a couple times, but this is the first time I traveled with Marcy. And she had she said, I'll get the accommodations, Dee. And I said, sure, Marcy, that's good. I don't have to do that. So we stayed we were in Charlestown. Is that right, Russell? Is that how you pronounce it? Charlestown.
At the Super 8.
Yeah, no, it was worse than the Super 8, actually. It was, I think they call it the Constitution Inn. And I said it was in an old Navy, Charlestown Old Navy yard, and they're just, everything else is torn down around it. Their boats, their ships, pieces of boats and ships, I should say. And there's just this one hotel, Constitution Inn. And I complained a little bit to Marcy, not that much, but I complained a little bit. And I said, Marcy, this is not very good. She said, Dee, she says, it has character. I said, character? I said, this is a homeless shelter. And which it was kind of, I think it was a YMCA. We were on the 6th floor. On the 6th floor, you couldn't see the ocean, actually, because their buildings were they were being blown down around you. And I know Erin had a cold, and Erin said, she went to had to go to Marcy's room, and Marcy pulled Kleenex out of her purse because they didn't have Kleenex, they didn't have soap, they didn't have any shampoo. They did have used toothbrushes, though, didn't they? I think. So anyway, that's why we're under budget, because Marcy, who is the vice president of budget control and quite conservative, we've got a little money left over. So I'm still looking for that really soft furniture, though, in the lobby. So anyway, moving on. I did sort of digress. I've been around John Fitch a little bit more than probably. Another time we traveled out, and I got to know Rick and Les a little bit better. We went out alone, and I remember talking to Marcy. Marcy did ask me again. She said, "Do you want me to get the accommodations for you, Dee?" And I said, "No, thank you. We'll get it ourselves." And I think we stayed at the Charles Inn, didn't we, Rick, in Cambridge? And we had a wonderful lobster dinner. I think we had dinner actually with Marcy, but I think we only had a cup of soup, and no, it was better than that, Marcy. It was better than that. So anyway, during this whole project, I think I'm going on, see, hey, I'm better now. I can talk. Through this whole project, just getting to know everybody. Nick Brooks, I mean, well, I'm not going to talk about you until the last, but it's just a wonderful experience, I guess. And I don't know, I just feel so honored to have been a part of it.